It's been a long time since I did a top 3 in every category video, and I have been putting this off and off and off. I knew I wanted to do the video, but I just kept feeling like I wasn't ready. And I still feel like I'm not completely ready because it is so hard to pick only 3 in some of these categories. I did end up only picking things that are available now. If I wouldn't do that, this might look a little different. But I wanted to make this as helpful for you as possible. So we're gonna go through my top 3 in every category that is still available at this moment. So let's get into it. For a lot of these categories, I went with a powder category and then also a cream category. For the highlighters, I decided to just grab 4 and do that in one category. So I'm cheating a little bit, I'm sorry, but I felt bad not picking one of these. So I want to start out with the Moira highlighter slash highlighters. I now picked the Dreamlight highlighter 02 Honeysuckle, but I also have the one in Love Struck. Let me just grab it. Love Struck is a little bit deeper. It is more of this pink to peach duochrome highlighter, and then I actually grabbed out Honeysuckle because it's a little bit lighter. It fits my skin tone a little bit more right now. These are highlighters that are like this veil of shimmer that is very, very flattering on the skin. They look kind of like shimmery in the pan, but then once it's on, it just looks so effortlessly beautiful, stunning. The colors are just mesmerizing. I just love how glossy this looks on the skin. This is a gorgeous formula. I would highly recommend them. There are also so many shades in this, and I am totally in love with how this looks on the skin. Then an oldie but a goodie, but I still felt like I had to put this in because I still love this. I use it a little less because it's a little older. I'm testing new things, but I still really love it, and this just has a huge dip. So this is the Nabla Skin Glazing Highlighter in the shade Privilege. This, you will see a theme here. I love kind of pinky peachy highlighters. This is a pinky peach highlighter, a beige jelly formula. It just melts into the skin. It looks so glossy. It looks so good. It is just one with the skin. It is so flattering. Keep in mind with beige jelly highlighters, you kind of have to go through that first layer and then you come to the good stuff. You reach the good stuff and it becomes so beautiful. I love beige jelly highlighters. Then I also grabbed the Kiko Milano beige jelly highlighter from the regular line. I have the Ultimate Glow highlighter, but right now these are called the Glow Fusion. They did a little bit of a rebrand. It's the same thing. So I have here shade 02. It's a peachy pink one. I love it so much. It's very similar to the Nabla one, but there's just a slight difference in the tint. The Nabla one is just a little bit more champagne, and this one is a little bit more pink, but I love them both. I think they are very similar in formula, not exactly the same, very similar, and I just love those. And then for the cream highlighter, I just had to admit that this is the best one that I have, that I own. It's just the All Over Best highlighter. This is the All Over Glow Tint by Catrice. This is the most flattering liquid highlighter that I've ever tried. It just blends into the skin so beautifully, so effortlessly. It's so easy to use. It's a beautiful color, but there are also other colors in this range. I have shade 020 Keep Blushing. This is a little bit more of a pinky champagne, but there's also a light golden champagne and then a deeper peachy shade. I really love this formula so much. It just looks so good on the skin. It is just none of that texture emphasizing situation that you often do have a little bit with liquid highlighters. How beautiful they are. They still don't look as perfecting most of the time, but this one does. This is beautiful. Then let's move on to some bronzers. So for the cream stick liquid bronzers, I first up chose the Kiko Milano Velvet Touch Creamy Stick. Wait, this is the blush. I need the bronzer. Where's my bronzer? Right. That was a little bit of a sneak peek. So I chose the stick bronzer by Kiko Milano. If you know me, then you know I love this. This is so good. It's so easy to use. It is so practical. It's so easy to blend. It looks so good on the skin. This is an effortless bronzer that I never have to think about. This just takes me a few seconds to use. If I want to be quick, I'm just and then I blend it out and I'm done. It's so good. I feel not enough people are talking about this. By the way, this look is a look of underrated makeup, and I did use the 1 in 203 in that look. This one is a little bit more bronzy. I really think these stick bronzers are so good, but if I would have to choose a favorite, it would be 200 because it's a little bit more cool tone, and this one is also the one that I swatched with the other bronzers. And then next up, one that I also feel like I talk quite a bit about, but at the same time I feel like I don't hype this up enough. So this is the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light. This is so creamy but still so easy to use. It looks so good on the skin. It is just the most perfecting bronzer. It has such a beautiful color. I feel like this is kind of like, it just adds this perfecting layer. It has coverage to it. Like, it hides your imperfections and it just looks so good. It has such a beautiful amount of pigment. It's not as easy to use as a stick bronzer by Kiko Milano, but this is just really an out of this world beautiful bronzer. Like, I can't really describe it, but it just looks so absolutely amazing and bronzy, and there's just nothing that I've tried that looks like this. If I would only look at the end result, this would be my favorite cream bronzer, but then the Kiko is just so easy to use that I just love applying that one. I love applying this one too, but they're different. And then the last one for this category is the Sheglam Golden Sun Sun Sculpt Liquid Contour. This is such a beautiful color. It looks so amazing on the skin. It's so easy to blend. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous product. I think this is my favorite color. Like, if every bronzer would be this shade, I would not be mad. Like, I love this shade. It is really like this neutral sand color. It's not too gray, but it's also, there's nothing orange in here. This just looks so natural, and I just love the whole like experience of applying this, and it looks so good. I love the shade. Then for powder bronzers, first up, another oldie but a goodie, another Nabla product. This is the Nabla Skin Bronzing in Ambra. I just love their Bakelite formula. It's such a good formula, especially in the bronzer and the highlighter. I have been using this so much since I got it. There's such a huge dip in this. I love this so much. It's a beautiful color. It's kind of like this neutrally shade, and it just looks very nice on the skin, on my skin tone, and it's just so easy to blend, so easy to use. It has a gorgeous natural sheen to it. It doesn't look like too much. It doesn't have any shimmer, but it isn't matte and flat either. Like, it's such a beautiful effect on the skin, and I feel like nothing is really topping this. I feel like if I could only pick one powder single bronzer, it would be this. Next up, this one is super effortless. This is just so easy to use. It looks good any time of year. This is the Catrice Holiday Skin Luminous Bronzer, and this is the shade 010 Summer in the City. This one, it's gorgeous. I love it. It has a skin-like finish. It's a beautiful color. It's pretty close to my skin tone, but it still bronzes up, but it never like becomes too much. It's very easy to blend. I have been using this so much, but you don't really see it because it's kind of like this hard pressed in the pan kind of bronzer. I feel like you could use it for years and still not go through it. This is just a very effortless, easy to use product that is also so affordable. Like, this is amazing. And then a new product in my collection, but I am gonna give it the spot in the top 3. This is the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer, and I have the lighter shade. This is Buttercup. This is just such an interesting bronzer, such an interesting formula. It has this gorgeous, gorgeous sheen, and I just love the way this looks on the skin. Like, I like the color. It's kind of like this peachy shade. I don't have anything like this in my collection. You definitely see it in the swatch next to the other ones. It's a bit of an interesting color, but I do like how it looks on the skin. The thing that I love the most about this is just how beautiful the sheen is. I just love this type of sheen, and I wish more products had it. Like, when I apply a product and it has this type of sheen, like there's no glitter, it just looks like an enhanced sheeny version of your skin. It is a little bit more bronzy. I really love it. I think this is a great, great bronzer. I do hear some people say that they find it too pigmented, but this lighter shade for my skin tone is perfect. Alright, moving on to powder blushes. This was a difficult decision because I really changed it up a lot with my powder blushes, and I still feel like, should I have gone for this? Like, should this have been my decision? But I'm gonna stick to what I decided, also because I already swatched everything. So this is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in 01 Shimmery Rose. This is such a beautiful light pink blush. I love baked blushes, and this just gives the most gorgeous light pink sheen on the skin. It just perfects, it just blurs, it looks so good. You can use it as a topper, you can use it on its own. This is a beautiful formula. I feel like this looks so beautiful on the skin. It's just very perfecting, and it is something that I definitely look for in my favorite blushes, bronzers. I really like this. Then I decided to go with a new product in my collection. I was kind of debating if I should pick the Catrice oil infused blush again, like the baked blush, but it's a little bit more on the warmer side, and I have been really moving towards cooler tone blushes, and that is why I decided to pick this blush in the end. So this is the powder blush from Rare Beauty in shade Happy. I think this is such a gorgeous blush. It's so sheeny, it's so shiny, it's such a fresh shade. It's so like, it just looks so beautiful on the cheeks. It's very glowy though. It's really glowy, but I love it. I love the way this looks. I really love a glowy blush, and I feel like this still has the right amount of pigmentation so that it doesn't look too metallic. But yeah, one of the reasons I grabbed this one, like put this one in my top 3, is definitely the shade as well. It is just so beautifully cool tone pink, and I love it. And I love glowy blushes. But I did put in one matte blush in this top 3. This is the Kaleidos Mono Blush in Pearl Bliss. This one is just one that I've been going back to and going back to and going back to. It is a cool tone, kind of like rosy bronze shade, and I feel like this is the perfect bronzer for me, the perfect bronzer for someone who is more cool tone, because it's kind of like, it is a bronzer but it still has some rosiness, and if I want to be quick, if I don't want to think, like I just want a little bit of dimension to my face, I will grab this one. It's so easy to use, it's so easy to blend. I love the amount of pigmentation that this has and how beautifully blurring and perfecting this looks on the skin. This is one that I use in my daily life. That is just one that I grab for on days I go into the office, I don't have a lot of time, I have to get up really early. I would just blend this all over my face and be like really happy with it. This is just such a staple in my collection, so I did have to mention this one. Alright, next up we have some liquid and cream blushes. Do I have cream blush? Yes. I have this huge basket of makeup here in front of me. It's a mess. So these are all a little bit newer in my collection. I feel like I like a lot of cream blushes in my collection, but not a lot are like completely sweeping me off my feet as the baked blushes are. Like, I love baked blushes so much. I do have to mention, by the way, that I picked these blushes, like these, why is there a cat hair flying here? I picked these powder blushes, but I kind of feel like if I would have filmed this video like a week or 2 later, I would have swapped something out for the new baked blushes from the Kiko Milano Gold Reflections collection. Those are just so beautiful. I love all the colors. I bought all the shades and I'm a huge fan, but I felt like it was just a little bit too early. Like a little bit too early to put them all in, but I love those so much. I kind of want to do, like, I wanted to give them an honorable mention. Like, those are so good. I cannot deny that. Probably the Happy blush, like the Rare Beauty blush, would be out, and then a blush from that collection would be in, because those are probably gonna be my favorite baked blushes in my life, of my life ever. So the liquid blushes. First up, I grabbed the Juvia's Place blush lighter in Rosy Posy Glow. I also really love the other shade that I have in this. It is more of cool tone pink. I'm gonna grab it anyway. This is the one in Blush Lily Glow. This is a very cool tone pink, very beautiful, but I decided to go with the one that's like the most wearable, the most everyday friendly for me. This is, as I said, the Rosy Posy Glow. This is such a beautiful formula for glowy cheeks. This is just easy to blend. You just need a little bit though. Like, be careful that you don't take too much, but once you take a little, it's easy to blend, it's easy to use, it looks gorgeous on the skin, it has a beautiful glow. And I feel like one of the reasons that I decided to go with this one is because it is a beautiful color that is not the most typical like liquid blush color, because I feel like we've been seeing all the same colors, and this is just so gorgeous. I really like all of the ones that I have from this blush lighter line. It's just next level. It feels next level. I don't know how to explain it, but once it is on the cheeks, it just looks like nothing else I have, and I like that. Then I also grabbed the Kiko Velvet Touch Creamy Stick Blush in 07. This is kind of like this cool tone muted pink shade. It is just very easy to use, very easy to blend. This is one of the more matte ones from this range. Like some of the range are also with a little bit of glow in it. This is a matte one, but it doesn't look like matte or flat. It just looks very skin-like. It's just a beautiful color and it looks great on the cheeks. And I would say like this whole range of cream stick products by Kiko Milano I would recommend, and I just really love this color. And then lastly I decided to go with one of the Kiko Milano Days in Bloom Luminous Cushion blushes. I decided to go with the one in 03 Elegant Pink. This is a bit of a warmer pink shade. It is a poof style applicator. I really like this formula. It's a beautiful formula. It's really easy to use. I love the way it looks on the cheeks. Like this is the most glowy blush. Like this is kind of like that metallic type of blush, like the Charlotte Tilbury ones that I picked out here. And with this one I just feel like if I'm in a different mood I could have picked something else for this place, like for this place in the top 3. But right now I was just really feeling this kind of like bronzy pink vibe. So that's why I decided to go with that one. I think it's a great product. It's really beautiful. Alright, let's talk face palettes. So first up, I think this is my ultimate favorite face palette in my collection. This is the Kiko Milano Contour Obsession Contour and Highlight Face Palette, and this is in shade 02. This one has 2 different bronzers with a slightly different undertone, but I would say both of these pull pretty cool, like neutrals are cool. And then we have highlighter, which is also beautiful, a champagne shade. I go into these bronzers a lot. This is a very powdery but very creamy looking face product. Like this is a powder but it looks creamy. It is so blendable. It's kind of strange, like you touch it and it's like so powdery and it just works. It just translates on the skin so beautifully. It looks amazing. It looks effortless. It's really easy to use. I like the packaging. It's easy to travel with. I love this one. Would they have this in a single? I've never really like done the research, but if one of these were a single, like that would probably be my favorite powder bronzer, or like number 2. Like it's very different from the Nabla skin bronzing, but this is amazing. This is really good. Then I think this is still available. I think you'd still be able to grab this. This is the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer Highlighter Palette, and these highlighters are so stunning. I love the colors. I can wear all of these. Like this one is a bit more cool tone pink. This one is a little bit more of a like peachy champagne, and then this one is a little bit more of a yellow golden champagne. This is such a beautiful formula. It looks so beautiful on skin. It blends in seamlessly. It looks a little shimmery in the pan, but it's very creamy on the cheeks, and it just has this nice amount of pigment that you can wear a little bit more softly or a little bit more like in your face. It's very blinding. This is gorgeous. The packaging is really nice. It's really compact. I have to go into this one more. When I was testing this out at first, like I was using this and using this, and I should probably put this on my desk. Like this is so good. And then lastly for the face palettes, it was pretty hard to only pick one Lunar Beauty face palette. I love them all. Like all of the ones that I have, I love them so much. Like these are great quality blushes, and in this case great quality highlighters. This is such a nice color story as well, but I feel kind of bad for not picking the other ones, but I can only pick 3 and I'm not gonna pick like 3 Lunar Beauty palettes. You get the message. But this is the full fantasy blush palette from Lunar Beauty and Laura Los Angeles. I really love the colors they chose here. The quality of these matte blushes is amazing. The highlighters are stunning, a little deep for me now, but I feel like we're like getting closer to me being a little bit more tan and I will be able to use them again. I especially love this shade, and this is a little bit more of a darker impactful version of that Kaleidos blush that I just showed you. It is kind of like a rosy cool tone brown and it looks amazing on the skin. I love this blush color. I don't have it anywhere else in my collection, and it really like opened my mind to new possibilities. I also really love the cool tone pink shade, and the packaging is amazing. I think this is just such a well thought through launch. It's a beautiful face palette. I love it so much. Okay, we're getting through it. There are so many products here. I could have limited the the categories a little bit, but we're doing every category. Like we're doing a lot. I'm gonna show you my favorites. I am dedicated. All right, let's talk powders. So a powder that I've been trying recently and I haven't been able to put it down. This is the Catrice All Matte Plus Shine Control powder. This is such a nice one. It doesn't look powdery on the skin, but it does take away the shine. It's just such an effortless product. It looks so good on the skin. It doesn't feel weird or powdery or like a weird film on the skin. I just go back to this and go back to this, go back to this, because it's so easy to use. It's so effortless. It's easy to travel with. Like, I don't think about it. I just grab it and I use it. And that shows me that it's a favorite. Like, if you go back to something, then you know. And then we also have the Kiko Milano Radiant Fusion Baked Powder in 01. This is a powder that has a little bit of pigment to it, and it's kind of like a skin-like finish. It's not a mattifying one, but it does like take away a little bit of shine. This is really nice as a finishing powder to kind of like blend the makeup that you have on a little better. I take it kind of like around here or on my forehead and just take away a little bit of those harsh lines, and it's like perfect for that. It's also very affordable. I really love it. I've been using this a lot since I got it. I did say when I first reviewed it that I didn't really get the point, but now I do definitely get the point. I really like it. Like, this is a great powder. And then lastly, I am gonna pick something like totally different. This is the Luna Beauty Universal Setting Powder in Translucent Pink. I really like how this brightens up my face. I really like just this kind of like subtle wash of pink that this gives. I think this is not too drying. It doesn't look weird. It doesn't feel weird. It has kind of like this nice little poof that fits into the packaging. I feel like this is very practical. It is a lot of product though. Like, this is a big packaging, so I feel like I reach for this less than the other two. Like, they are so easy to just throw in a makeup bag, but I still really like it. I did want to mention it. Like, I really like having this brightening pink option in my collection as well. I think this is a great powder. I have 2 concealers, but I actually have 3, but the third one I ran out of and I haven't repurchased it yet. I wanted to repurchase it, but they didn't have my shade. But we have 2 here. And by the way, the one that I wanted to repurchase was the Pot Concealer by Catrice. I'll put it on the screen. Really love that for spot concealing, but I don't have it right now. I don't have a lot of spots in my life, so I don't use it up. But if I do have a spot, I do like it. So that's kind of like the situation with that. Then I have these 2. So first up I have the e.l.f. What was this called? The name has disappeared. I'm gonna look it up. It is the Flawless Brightening Concealer, and I have shade Light 23C. So this is a very lightly pigmented concealer. Like, this doesn't have a lot of coverage, but I feel like it's so easy to use. It has this little brush. If I just want to clean up under my eyes, then I will grab this one. Like, if I have a light makeup day, like I don't want to add too much coverage, I will take a little bit of that, go underneath and blend that out, and I will be good to go. So I really like it for that. And then if I do want to like cover up something, I do want a little bit more coverage, I want my look to look a little bit more like done and glam and a little bit more like while you're wearing makeup, I take the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer in shade 010 Porcelain. I only recently found this, but since I got it, I've been just consistently using it. I really love the way it looks on the skin. I'm wearing it today. I really like the effect of this one. I think it's a very flattering concealer. It's nice for dry under eyes. I don't feel like it easily creases. Like, sometimes when I combine it with a product that doesn't really work, it might crease, but on its own, I don't really have any issues with it. I really love the color. This is a great concealer, like very effortless, and looks good on the skin. Like, some concealers just don't look good on the skin. Like, especially if you have dry under eyes, they can look a little crepey, but this one doesn't. Then next up, let's talk about mascaras. I have one newer mascara that I want to talk about. This is the Romand Han Fix Mascara, and this is in the shade LO2. And that is the one in Long Ash. So it's a cool tone brown mascara, which I really love. It's a waterproof mascara that still looks really nice on the lashes. Like, sometimes I feel like waterproof mascaras, they just are a little lackluster. Like, okay, they stay on, but they are very natural. But I feel like this one does a great job of just making my lashes look good and fluffy and fluttery. Like, it's not as extreme as the other mascaras that I have here in front of me that I'm going to talk about, but it's quite a nice one for being waterproof. I really like the shade. It's fairly affordable, and if you have like a waterproof eye makeup remover, it's really easy to remove. I think this is a great mascara for if you want something that's not black and if you're cool toned. Like a lot of brown mascaras are quite warm, this is more cool. Then next up, one that I've been using consistently for quite a few years now. This is the Maybelline New York Lash Sensational Mascara in the shade True Brown. So this is a really nice mascara. It is a very lengthening, it's volumizing, it has a beautiful brown shade which is not too warm. It is a very nice mascara that is easy to get for me. It's 20 euros in the Netherlands, but I can get it like 1+1 free very easily. And yeah, it's just a really good mascara. It looks amazing. I never have any issues with it. I really like it. I just consistently go back to this one. And then lastly, also kind of like a newer discovery, but something that I've been really enjoying, is the Essence Lash Without Limits Brown Extreme Lengthening and Volume Mascara. So this is also a brown mascara. I never use black mascara. I really like the shade of this one. I feel like this one is a little bit warmer than the other mascaras that I've showed you. But I'm fine with it. It still looks really good on lashes. This is a most soft color. Like, it's the most natural color of the three. But the effect of this mascara is crazy. Like, it has a lot of length, it has a lot of volume. You only need a little bit and your lashes are like going up to your eyebrows. This is a great mascara. The only thing is I feel like this is the most smudgy one. Like, if one of these mascaras is gonna smudge, it's gonna be this one. I usually don't have any issues with it, but I can imagine like if you have really oily under eyes, or you're living in a humid climate, or you have to cycle through the rain a lot, I don't know. This might be not the most long-wearing mascara, but with my lifestyle, I usually don't have an issue. So I do love using this because the effect is so good. Alright, brow products. First up, my ultimate favorite brow mascara. I don't think anything is ever gonna beat this. This is the Brow Gel Mascara Color and Fix by Catrice. This is so good. It's easy to use, it has a nice amount of hold, but it doesn't feel crepey, it doesn't get weird. There's no like crumbling down of pieces of brow gel. I really like the color of this. I have it in 020 medium brown. What else can I say about it? Like, everything about this is good. The thing that I like the most about it is that it's really easy to remove. I always mess up when I do my brows. Always. I don't know how people do it, but when I do my brow mascara, I always mess up. And this is really easy to remove. I have tried some other brow mascaras that were also really nice, but like so hard to remove. Like, for the life of me, I couldn't get it off my skin, and then it just ends up looking so messy. I can't do anything about it. But like, even with makeup remover, it kept looking really messy. And this one, I can just like go a little bit like this and it will just be removed off my skin, but it will stay really nicely in my brows. And I really like the way this makes my brows look. Highly recommend it. Then I have two brow pencils that are very similar, but one is just a little bit more expensive and the packaging is a little bit more sturdy. Like, this packaging is slightly better, this one is more affordable. So first up, my favorite brow pencil up till now. We're gonna see what happens with this one now in my collection as well. But the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Taupe, it's really easy to use, it's very precise. I really like filling in my brows with this. It is a beautiful color and I never have any issues with it. It is also very easy to blend out a little bit if you go a little too far. Then this brow pencil, the Slim Matic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil by Catrice in the shade 020 medium. It's very similar. It's just that the packaging of this, like especially this part where you turn it up, it just doesn't feel as sturdy. Like when you are applying, sometimes it turns down a little bit. That is the only issue I have with this. Like, this is super easy to use. Besides that, I really like the color. It's very precise. Next to that, it's very comparable to the NYX and it's like, I don't know, half the price. So very good. Alright, now let's dive into the lip products. I know that I kind of condensed down the brows, but I just don't have that many brow products to talk about. Also, I'm not going to talk about primers, and I'm not going to talk about setting sprays, and I'm not going to talk about foundation, skin tints, and those kind of products because I don't feel like I can really truly tell you like these are my three favorites. I'm still kind of like, I don't use setting sprays a lot. I don't use primers a lot, and I'm just now getting into things like skin tints, so I am gonna like leave those out for now. Maybe later I will do another top 3, I will talk about it, but not today. Alright, lip liners. First up, I have the Lunar Beauty lip liner. This is the one in Milk Tea. This is really easy to use. It's a really nice lip liner. This is a bit more on the warmer nude side. This is kind of like in between a very creamy and a more dry lip liner, and I just really like this formula. It's just one that I grab for consistently, especially if I do a little bit more of a peachy or a little bit more of a warm lip look. Then if I want to do something cool tone but I do want a lot of definition, I will go for the shade Stone by MAC. I do have to say that this is newer in my collection, but I have been enjoying this a lot, and I feel like a lot of my lip liners are a little bit more on the warm side, the light side, and this is something that really fills up a hole for me. Like if I only had the 3 lip liners that I have here in front of me now, I feel like I could get very, very far. So this was kind of like what I had in mind. Like I have a lot of formulas that I really enjoy, a lot of lip liners that I really enjoy. Like I don't have a lot of lip liners, but the lip liners that I have I really like. I could have chosen this one as well, the NYX Line Loud lip liner in Global Citizen. I use this one a lot as well, but it's very, very similar to the Lunar Beauty. Like these are basically the same thing to me, so it didn't make much sense to pick them both. Like I wanted to pick one of them because like they're the same thing. Like I don't need them both in my life, basically. But now you know. And I also wanted to show you this one, the NYX Line Loud Lip Pencil in Fierce Flirt. So this is a cool toned nude shade. Like it's almost purpley, and I love it so much for that. Like I feel like this goes with a lot of my lip looks. I feel like it's soft, it's cool tone, it's not too purple, it's not too bright. I really like it as kind of like a My Lips But Better situation, because I have more of cool toned mauve lips, and I feel like I just can give my lips a little bit of extra shape without really altering the color with this. So for that reason, I really, really like this shade as well. Alright, for the liquid lipsticks, I'm gonna start out with a Kiko Milano Unlimited Double Touch 2-in-1. This is kind of like a liquid lipstick with a topper on top, and then this side is pretty like sticky, and then this side makes it very comfortable. I have shade 120, and this is kind of like a warmish, like not warm but a reddish mauve shade. This is super comfortable, it wears a really long time, it's really an effortless lip product. When you first apply this side, it's a little scary. I was like, is it gonna feel that sticky? Like, is it gonna feel dry? But this gloss is so good and so juicy that it just, after you apply that gloss once, it stays feeling so good throughout the day. Like, of course there are things you can eat, there are things you can do which makes a lip product, even a lip product like this, wear off a little bit. But when it wears off, it actually wears off in a really still nice looking manner. It's very flattering still, like it just still looks very good. And if you want, if it's necessary, you can really easily reapply a little bit of this side or reapply a little bit of this side, and it still looks good. It doesn't start looking crepey or weird. Like, this is such an effortless, beautifully long-lasting lip product. Then always when people are saying like, I hate liquid lipsticks, they are so uncomfortable, I never wear liquid lipsticks, I'm like, but what about Lunar Beauty? Have you tried Lunar Beauty? Because this is such a nice kind of like satin matte formula that doesn't dry down fully but has the impact of a matte liquid lipstick, and it's just so comfortable. It just feels so plush and nice on the lips still. It's very flattering. It's just such a beautiful formula. The shade that I have here is my favorite. This is Daydream. This is kind of like that pinky peachy situation, and I think this is a really flattering shade on myself, but there are also other colors that I really like from the brand. This is just such a good liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry down fully, like it's not gonna be as long lasting as the Kiko Milano Unlimited Double Touch, but it's really beautiful and it's still long lasting, and it's just, you give up a little bit of the lasting for like comfortable wear. And then a little bit of a newer product in my collection. I tried this at the start of the year. This is a Catrice Shine Bomb Lip Lacquer Long Lasting. This is a pretty long lasting lip product for it being a shiny full pigment lip product. It's very comfortable. It looks really nice on the lips. I feel like it's just a really nice lip product. I feel like it's a little bit less long lasting than the other ones, but it's just, it feels really nice. It looks really good, and I feel like you still have quite some time with this lip product before you really have to look at it or reapply. The shade that I grabbed here is 068 Pinky Promise, but there are also other shades of this line that I really like. This top 3 is really going from very long lasting to a little bit less long lasting, but I still feel like for a lip product that is this glossy, I feel like it stays on quite a long time and I really like it, especially for how comfortable it is. Then we have some glosses. A gloss that I'm kind of wearing today, like I kind of added it to the lip look, but this is mostly something I'm gonna be talking about a little later. This is the Nabla gloss and She Said What, but I really love a lot of glosses in this range. This is a beautiful formula. This is just a very juicy looking and feeling lip gloss. It's very flattering, it's beautiful on top of things or on its own. This one is a little bit more icy, but I actually really like the effect of this on the lips. It has a little bit more of a precise applicator, which I do enjoy. Like, you can be a little bit more specific with where you place it. I feel like this is also a very underrated brand and product. Like, always talking about these glosses, but these are really nice. I really like the Nabla glosses. Then my absolute favorite lip gloss formula in my collection, and I feel like if I could only choose one lip gloss, it would be this one. This is the Glazing color gloss from Remixed, and this is the shade 03 Rose Finch. I did a lip swatching video swatching all of these, but I still love this one the most. This is quite a pigmented lip gloss formula, but it still has some sheerness to it, and it looks so good, flattering and beautifully glossy on the lips, but it also feels really hydrating, feels really plush, and there's something about the amount of pigment that this has that just looks so good. It just has the exact right amount of pigment and it feels so good, and I love the shades that they have in this range, and especially in the original range. Like, I can just grab any of these shades and I'm good to go. Like, I grab for these so much. I really love this formula. And then a new one in my collection, but it has really stolen my heart, is the Flower Nose Violet Strawberry Rococo collection glosses. And then for this video I decided to go with G01 Strawberry Macaron because it's kind of like this peachy pink fresh shade. This is right up my alley. It is a perfect shade for me. I love the amount of pigment that this has as well. It's a cream gloss. It smells amazing. I feel like this is very similar in a way to the Remixed glosses. Like, the amount of pigment, the way it looks so plush on the lips. This is a great formula. I really like the packaging. These are great glosses. Like, there are also some shimmery glosses in the line, and then there's also a darker berry shade, but this is just the most effortless, easy to wear for me. I really like it. Alright, lipsticks. I have another Lunar Beauty product here. This is the Lunar Beauty matte lipstick, but like the comfort matte lipstick, and this is in shade Icon. I have discovered that I really love a light pinkish nude lipstick, and this is just the most easy, effortless way to wear it because this is so flattering on the lips, so easy to wear. It's quite long wearing, but it's not drying, and this works really well with a little bit of a lip liner to add a little bit of dimension still, because it can be a little bit on the light side, but it also works well with a little bit of a gloss on top. And the packaging is really nice. I love the embossing in the lipstick. This is a great color. Like, I love this type of color, so I did have to pick something like this. And then this lipstick, like this formula, might currently be my favorite formula in my collection. Like, I'm so into these glossy dream lipsticks by Kiko. Milano. My favorite shade is the shade 202, and this is kind of like this rosy pink nude shade. Like, not super nude, but it's kind of like this fresh, lighter rosy pink. This is so beautiful on the lips. It's so glossy. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it, but that just adds a little bit of 3D effect. It's very subtle, but it looks really good. It's a very comfortable lipstick, a very balm-like, very plush, and it just looks so gorgeous, and I love the shade. Like, I love pink lipsticks. Basically all of the products that I showed you were pink, but I just loved it. And then lastly, for the lipsticks, what I want to show you is this Flower Nose Sheer Shiny lipstick from the Swan Ballet collection, and this is BO2. I'm currently wearing BO4, but BO2 is a little bit more kind of like brown-esque. Let me grab BO4. Yeah, BO4 is a little bit more of a lighter pink shade, a little bit like a lighter pink mauve shade. These are gorgeous shiny lipsticks. They feel so nice, plush, hydrating. They look so good and glossy. And I've been talking for like an hour now and nothing has gotten anywhere around my mouth. Nothing has gotten in here or in here. And it happens so much to me that I have a video where I'm talking for a long time. I have something slightly glossy, or not even slightly glossy, just something on my lips, and it just sinks into my lines over here and it gets everywhere. And this is like the ultimate wear test for me. Like, I'm not much of a, like, I'm not often in a situation where I talk constantly for an hour. Like, would be kind of weird, right? except if you do a presentation. It's kind of weird to just talk for an hour, like consistently. Like usually there's a back and forth between you and another person. But yeah, this is very glossy, very comfortable, and it's long wearing. Like, it has a little bit of grip to it, which makes it just stay on your lips, but it's not sticky. It's just a little bit of grippy, and I really like it. And it also just keeps the hydration like going on the lips. Like even if the shine kind of wears off because you've been like eating or drinking, it just keeps the hydration, and it's so good. I really love these. I'm about to run out of battery, but we're gonna see if we're gonna make it. So for the 3 eyeshadow palettes, I have to say my mood could change. And I feel like 3 eyeshadow palettes is hardly enough, and it kind of pains me to show you 3 eyeshadow palettes, but I just want to show you 3 eyeshadow palettes that I get very excited about, that I want to use a lot, that I use a lot, and that are just amazing eyeshadow palettes. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. But don't take this part too seriously, because I could never live with 3 eyeshadow palettes, okay? So first up, we have the Unearthly Dreamer palette. Like, this palette is a dream for a cool tone, but still sort of colorful lover person. Like, I love cool tones, I love colors, I love shimmers, and this has it all. It's such a beautiful color story. It's very versatile. Alright, my battery was like, you've been going on and on for way too long, and I totally agree. So we're gonna like try and wrap it up. We're almost done. So the Dreamer palette I was talking about, I just think that the formulas in here are amazing. Everything works beautifully. Every look that I've done with it, I've really loved. I love kind of like the combination of more smoky colors with these pinks. I love the combination of like pink and gray. Big fan of this palette. I love the color story. It's just me in a palette. And the one palette I was most confident about with this top 3 was definitely the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. I've been using this so consistently. I love it so much. I still get very excited about it since I have it. Like, if I want to feel pretty, if I want to be sure that my makeup looks good, I will go into this palette. So it has a lot of different tones in it. Warm tones, cool tones, beautiful shimmers. I love to go kind of like in the pinky rosy tones. And just, if I go to a party, if I go to something like a wedding, or if there's just something where I want to be sure about my makeup, then I will go into this. I will feel really beautiful. I just love this color story so much. There are so many options here. Like, you can go pretty purple, you can go pretty neutral, cool tone, pinky, peachy, and I really like it. It's a gorgeous nude palette, and yeah, I love it. And then for the last palette in this video, I'm gonna go for the GlossGods First Gal on Jupiter palette. Like, this is a cool toned neutral palette with a twist. It's like a cool toned neutral palette of my dreams. The shimmers in here are amazing. Some of them are very textured, some of them are very like shifty. These shimmers are just like liquid and metal on the lids, so gorgeous. And then these mattes are really nice as well. Not the best mattes I've ever tried, but they really like help complete the look. Like, they fit really well with the rest of this palette. I love this palette so much. I feel like it's just giving me enough like excitement, but also giving me colors that I like to wear, that I will consistently go back to, that I do consistently go back to. By the way, I'm wearing this, like partially this and partially another palette on my eyes today. I truly love this one so much. Like, this is such a good palette, and it just still gets me really excited. Sometimes I try palettes and then after I'm done reviewing them, I just kind of forget about them. Not the case with these palettes. Alright, that's gonna be everything for today. This was a video, but I'm glad I finally got it out there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.